I'm trying to figure out how ready I want to get for the day, because on one hand, I'm on camera in front of several people, and on the other hand, I'm going to be rolling around the garage and digging holes today. So I think this is what you're going to get. Like, not intentionally rolling around the garage though, but like, I always end up getting like the most messy for no reason. Honestly, kind of ridiculous, but let's go putter around and see what we can do. So I have like a little bit of a stockpile of leftover wood from like the renovation from the house. Stuff like when they poured the cement for the sidewalk. I kept the boards from that. Like anything that was salvageable I kept, because I was like, maybe I'm gonna need this for something. You know, it was like the same situation as when I keep trash for crafts. I didn't even tell you what we're doing today, but the goal for today is to kind of start the process of building a chicken run and renovating the chicken coop for chickens. The problem with the pile of wood I have is I do not know if it is pressure treated, which apparently is ideal for building outside. But some of this wood can probably definitely be used in the chicken coop where it's not subject to the elements. The floor in the chicken coop is half brick, half cement. The cement side I'm not too worried about because it's flat. The brick side, however, is literally just bricks laid in a hole. Like there's no grout in between the lines. It's bowed because of a tree root. It'd be a nightmare for cleaning, basically. So my thought is we just raise the floor. You know, put down some wood planks, a slab of like subfloor, plywood level stuff. And I've seen people put like linoleum flooring in their chicken coop to make it easy to clean. I need to do a little bit of further research on that, but I think definitely a subfloor is kind of the way to go as far as at least making an even surface. Oh, and these windows pull out too, and there's like a ton of ventilation, so that's awesome. I don't necessarily know if that'll be ideal for the winter months. Be a little bit drafty, but that's cool that these work for in the summer. But they definitely need to be scrubbed by someone. That's probably going to end up being me because I am the one that's invested in the chicken journey and care about how crusty the windows are. I'm laying out the wood that I found in the garage to see which pieces would be usable as a floor base and simultaneously making a tripping hazard obstacle course for myself before moving on to cleaning out all of the stuff left by the previous owner, which was so dusty and spider egg sac encrusted it was pretty gross. Demolition was next. It's the best part in my opinion because while it takes hours, days, or even weeks to make something, it takes seconds to tear it all down with a hammer and a crowbar. I was considering keeping this shelf, but it's just a little bit too high and too narrow for what I needed it for, so later on I'll rebuild it to my specifications. The rest of the day I just spent digging 2-foot holes to set posts in, and don't worry, I won't bore you with the montage of me being Stanley Yelnats because it's just so redundant. We are about to be in transit to go rent a U-Haul truck because we need supplies to build a chicken run, and our cars will not fit 16-foot board, and it costs nearly the same amount of the supplies to get the materials delivered. So this is like a cheaper workaround because it only costs about $50 to rent a truck from U-Haul. Well, it only would have cost like $20 had I not opted for the insurance, but I just figured with my luck I would probably immediately wreck. I recorded close to 0 of the supply run, but we made 3 trips getting all the materials. Hauling stuff always makes me nervous because even though we tied everything down good, I'm always worried that I'll be responsible for final destinationing someone, which I do not want to be responsible for. I did a ton of planning when it came to this project, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we got all of the materials that we need, especially the big items, seeing as we only had this truck for 6 hours. The rest of this day was spent setting these 4x4 posts in cement, which we have to let cure. That wasn't very helpful, was it? I'm having a relatively even eyeliner day, so a moment of appreciation, first and foremost. Second, the vibe is breakfast and then building. It's gonna be a good day. Oh my god. You got the kickers going.
Right at you.
Can you move your hand? Can you move it out of the way? Excuse me. You're ruining all my stuff. We ran some string across the post to help visualize the pitch of the roof, and once we marked the location, we were ready to start nailing up beams. As stupid as it sounds, this is where it started looking like an actual structure to me, and I felt really proud. Also, I used the jigsaw for the first time, and that went smoothly, so again, very rewarding. We decided to hang some of the hardware cloth before adding more boards so it would get sandwiched between the wood, hopefully making it a bit more secure. So if it looks like we're just kind of bouncing around on tasks, that's what the line of thought was. However, I do wish that I gave more thought to reapplying my sunscreen because girl, I got burnt to a crisp. I made the mistake last night of putting aloe vera gel on my sunburn and then putting a shirt directly on top of it, creating a glue situation. And I feel like I had to peel my skin off this morning taking off my shirt. But despite that, it's very early in the morning. I am excited to get going on this project. Stevie's still asleep. It's the weekend. I'm gonna let him sleep in. I don't know how he's sleeping in because I make a ruckus. Not on purpose, but. So I figured I'd get started on some things like schlepping some materials over to the chicken coop. I don't know. The roof was the first task of the day. We got these long, awkward metal roof panels and just slapped them on up there. Easy peasy. We noticed that this project wasn't going to get completely done today, so we focused on things that required 2 people to complete. This way I could plug away at the other bits throughout the week while Steven was working, without having to wait for him. So we finished the roof and the floor of the coop, which took so long because we had to cut out grooves for beams and had to fit the large pieces relatively perfect, which I think we did pretty good. I mean, there are some gaps in the floor along the edges, but it's not so bad, especially for never having built anything and both of us kind of being admittedly bad at math. I just woke up, that's why my hair's all big, but I had to come outside to see if the coop withstood the windstorm last night, and it snowed a little bit too. Looks like it did. Pretty solid stuff. I legitimately shot up in bed at 1 a.m. and thought that a tornado was going to happen. That's how crazy it got. So, I guess good test for the chicken coop. Bad because it's cold as shit out here today. So I think I'm going to leave the rest of the work for another day. Get back inside. But that's also a good place to end this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!